Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan, and if you've been watching these in order, you'll see that I just came off a poor man's pappy about I don't know, a minute and a half ago. And so I'm gonna stick with bourbon rather than switching to rye just to get through this one. The downside being that this is a full proof, bringing in at 58.95% or 117.9 proof. But this is Green River. Now, I had not been able to find Green River at all until August when I was taking my dog down to a snake training class down in Rawlins. Remember when that was? August. I bet you I have it on here. August. Oh no, July. July 17th is when I bought that. So it's been a while, like I said, since I've done any videos. Man, I thought that was in August for some reason. All right, so July 17th, I bought this down in Casper, paid $40.99. That's extremely reasonable. Everybody's kind of been talking about it for, I don't know, what, 2 years now, 3 years, about how Green River is extremely reasonable in price and over delivers in their quality of whiskey, flavor profiles, things like that. And having tried both of these, I'm going to agree with that, especially, what did I just say, $40.99? I mean, that's ridiculous for a full proof whiskey. Bottle game, they're kind of killing it. They got the horseshoe on the bottom. Green River, let me just, again, I don't ever research this stuff, but Green River is, where is Green River? Bardstown, is that what that says? My lighting makes it impossible to read reflective stuff. Kentucky, either way. I can't read which Kentucky that is, though. Owensburg? Owensburg, Kentucky? Um, it's interesting because we have a Green River, not a distillery, but a Green River here in Wyoming. It's a great trout fishery, the river itself, down in southwestern Wyoming. And so that kind of makes it interesting to me. Probably not anybody else, but to me, nonetheless. So we're drinking a high proof bourbon here, um, and 40 $41, let's call it. And my first experience with Green River, and the first time I was able to see it. Now, since then, I've actually found it here locally in my little hometown here, and I'm quite happy about that. I didn't double check the price on it, but I'm betting it was way more than $40, considering I bought this at the what is it called? The Liquor Shed? I think that's the name of it. Liquor Shed down in Casper. Um, Now on the nose, I'm sticking my nose way in this glass, and the proof is kind of overtaking stuff. Let me back it off a little bit. I'm getting, your classic bourbon notes, some caramel, some corn, a little bit of peanut, a little confectioner sugar. Not a whole lot in the way of fruit, but some sweet, rich notes, nutty notes, a little bit of oak. I'm digging it. And as you can tell, I've only had like one or two sips out of this bottle, so I don't actually have a memory recall of what I'm about to get into. So this is basically going in blind, more or less. Peanutty though. All right, first sip. Wow, that is awesome. Okay, there's a lot going on in there, and the proof carries it through. This is drinking like an upper 90s to 100 proof whiskey, where it's not very burny, but you can taste the proof from start to finish. It is carrying all of those flavors with it. There was a peanut butter and strawberry jelly sandwich sandwiched into that flavor profile, kind of pushing towards the end. There was a caramel, there was a confectioner sugar, there was a bit of oak on the finish with the ethanol. but in the most pleasant oak possible. There was no acrid, bitey bitterness at all to that oak. It was really, really pleasant. Really added to the flavor profile. And not even now, I am tasting corn dust and oak, um, and a little bit of sweet. I mean, that was just perfect. That might be one of the heavy hitters of a foolproof whiskey at that price point for what you're getting. I don't even know if there is an age statement on this. That was freaking awesome. Oh, it says the pride of Owensboro, Kentucky, right there in big letters. See, it pays to pay attention. I do not believe there is an age statement on this. Small batch, blended, robust. I don't see an age statement on that. That is freaking awesome whiskey price. That really is making me want to go check out some other stuff. Um, Here's a little secret to come. I got a Dragon's Milk bonded coming in this order. So if you've been watching the videos, I ordered, I think I said 6. It's either 6 or 8 whiskeys. None of them are like crazy whiskeys. They're just things I can't find around here. So I'm getting I'm getting Wild Turkey 8-year, which should be a standard shelf release in most places. Cannot find it here in Wyoming. The Dragon's Milk, I'm super excited for. Bourbon Junkies, shout out to Dan and Sean. There's no way in the world I'm going to find that anywhere near me. I'm pretty sure that's a Michigan only release. And let's see, what else did I get? I can't even remember what I bought, but they're all things like that where they're not anything remarkable. They're just, I can't find them here, and I was able to cross off like 6 bottles off my list. So look forward to that, man. Peanut for days, like boiled peanut in the nose mixed with sugar. Here we go. Sweet caramel, confectioner's sugar, peanut switches into a literal peanut butter strawberry jelly sandwich with a little bit of oak on the finish. The proof brings in at the back end with the oak. And I mean, it is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, if ever there was one, and oak. It is freaking awesome. That is a great bottle of whiskey. Sorry to get all fanboy on this, but like, there's no fault in that. At that price point, like that beats 90% of any bottle of whiskey at any other price. That really is very good for that price point. I mean, it just delivers. So, you watched the very first video of this video, Shoot the Bib and Tucker. I was, the first 7 minutes, kind of rambling, talking about what's going on. I just saw yesterday, I don't even remember who it was, but another whiskey tuber talking about, they did a whiskey list of like, this is what they would drink now, like how their palate's refined and how they're giving stuff up. And one of the whiskey, this kind of perturbed me, that they had the Lost Empire Emerald Giant, no, Pipe Dream. Oh, crap. Sorry, this is a tangent, going on a tangent. I don't have a bottle sitting here. It's tucked away, so I don't want to dig it out. But it's, I think it's Pipe Dream, whatever their burr rye is. Yeah, the Emerald Giants are rye. It's the Pipe Dream. They were talking about how they used to drink that, and that's like a $35. And then, spoiler alert, they were talking about how now they're switched to this, which is High West Burr Rye, which is $125. And yes, this is awesome. The review of this is going to be awesome. My wife and I drank this much because it's awesome. However, the Lost, is it Lost Monarch? Might be Lost Monarch. I don't know. Whatever. Redwood Empire. I think it's Lost Monarch. Now that I'm saying this, instead of Pipe Dream, it's one or the other. Whatever their burr rye is, for $35 is a freaking great bottle. So much so that I have another bottle tucked into my seconds back there. I just don't feel like digging it out at the moment. But for 35, like 35, $125. This used to be a limited release, Utah only, distillery only. You couldn't get this. They just this year decided, hey, let's ramp up production and get it distributed widely. It's still $125. Like, that's insane. Anyways, all that to say, I was watching this list and there were several bottles on there. That was one that just sticks in my brain that were like that, where they're like, well, I used to drink this, which is reasonable, obtainable, and, 20, 30, $40. And now I drink this $250 bottle. Ugh, okay, sorry, that's ridiculous. You can't compare those two bottles from that standpoint. And if you're dropping $250 on a bottle that you're drinking regularly, you're in an entirely different class than I will ever be in. This is where I'm at. $41, a smashing bottle of bourbon that is a hitter at full proof, and it's knocking the socks off of a lot of things. I'm not even a fan of the peanut note in most whiskeys, but the way it's coming together in here is absolutely fantastic. And that peanut butter jelly sandwich combo, I mean, it really is doing it for me. So there you go, fanboying. That was down in Casper in July of 2025. Paid $40.99 at the liquor shed. If you can find this in your area, definitely pick up a bottle. Drop in the comments down below what you think about it. But this is Green River Foolproof Bourbon Whiskey, and I'm on board with it. So there you go. Thanks for watching. You got any comments, drop them down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video. Have yourselves a great day.